It's Riz, it's Chef Burton backstage at WayBack Pointfest with Vaden and Doni from the Toadies. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
See, this is not that bad. I mean, you guys are from Texas, so this swampiness is all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need
just fine.
sweaters. This is sweater weather.
This is old hat for you guys. So.
He took off a cardigan right before we started rolling, actually.
I took off my shirt. That's my sweater.
So you guys were spinning some yarns before we just went on the air here. I mean, do you realize the point is what, over 25 years old?
Yeah, 25.
Do you remember coming to St. Louis in the mid 90s and playing for the Point or playing for St. Louis?
I don't remember a whole lot in the mid '90s.
Attaboy. Yes. Truth, right there.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are Pointfest guys from back in the day, man. Way
totally.
back in the day.
Yeah.
What's
any good memories from St. Louis from back in the day?
Oh, jeez.
We're kidding about the memory, right?
No, it's gone. It's a mashup.
Our first time here, we went and I think my brother got his tongue stuck to the arch because it was during.
Yes, that would happen.
Literally, does that sound? I mean,
That sounds exactly
Like it
right.
could have happened?
yeah, no, it did happen. It did happen. No, he put his tongue to the arch and it did get stuck. So it was like during, I think, January. So it was pretty cool.
You know, maybe advice for a younger band up and coming now is maybe write everything down or document everything. Can you imagine the Toadies in the mid to late 90s and there be social media?
No.
No.
No, thank you.
No.
Do you think that's a decidedly a disadvantage for bands nowadays? You know, there's no more anonymity.
Only if they want to have kids later and
avoid prison time.
prison time.
Yeah.
That sounds very, very, very familiar.
Yeah.
It really does.
You know, think about the future. I think 50 years into the future, what would you like to see the legacy of the Toadies be?
Oh, jeez. Oh, hell, I don't know. I'm just stoked that people still want to see us, man. So, I don't know.
I know it's a tough question.
Yes.
I don't know.
The fact that there is a legacy, even, I mean, that would be a good start, right?
With my luck, I'll still be here to see it. So,
Yeah, you will.
All right, for 50 years from now?
Yeah.
Do you guys nowadays, these days, when you're on the road, do you look out and see people that you know have been around for a while and you guys kind of all grew up together? You see those faces out in the crowd?
You see people all over the country that you recognize, and like last night, like there probably will be today, there's people with their kids, like little kids, which is hilarious because you got an 8-year-old kid with X's on his hands, which that's just kick ass. It's just funny. Like, I want a drink. You know, it's just like, it's not gonna happen.
It's a sign of good parenting, though.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. We'll stick
a
them in
sign
front
of-
of the amps and blow out their hearing at 8.
Parenting.
It's a sign of, parenting, because they couldn't get a babysitter. So.
Yeah. Is it weird to see, to see fans now with the kids and all that stuff?
Yeah. I mean, we've had fans name their kids after songs that I've written. That's really weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, strange.
Yeah, we've gotten
And cool. Super cool.
That's cool.
Possum Kingdom McClary. We've gotten Jigsaw Girl Jones. That was a weird one we got. Rattlers Happy Face McGillicuddy. I forgot about that one. Rattlers Revival. That one. Wait, no.
No,
Okay.
I don't think
No,
any of
I'm
those are
sorry.
real.
No.
That's funny.
Yeah, that is good.
Hey, you know what's flattering?
Anybody but us. But
I was going to say, you got to have a positive reaction to that, at least, if it's real.
Cool. I mean, actually, the cool thing is to see parents bring their kids for their first shows. That just happened a lot.
Yeah.
Like 13 and 14, and they're bringing their kids to come see us. Like, wow, that's really cool.
Get to see a kid who just learned how to make the horns.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
the rock
this?
horns.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's it.
There's your legacy right there that you were talking about.
There you go. Right.
That or Ronnie James Dio's, either one, we'll take it.
I mean, you guys back in Rubberneck came out in '94, and I was before I knew I was talking to you guys. Looked at all the record releases from 1994, which, and we've said this on the air before, the best year in rock music, 1994. I mean, think about all the stuff that came out then, and the stuff we're still playing on rock radio now, including you guys. It was a crowded field back in '94. How did you make yourself stick out?
Oh, geez, we just stayed at it. I don't know. But it was a weird, cool era. Like rolling into towns, we would start going through the dial to see if the local station was playing us. And if we're lucky, we heard ourselves sandwiched between Foghat and Boston or something, because the formats were all over the map.
Yeah, right, yeah.
There, and now it's like that again.
Right. Do you still get giddy hearing yourself on the radio? Does it still do it for you?
It's just it's weird. I'm like, what? Oh, that's me. That's what my take every time.
Are you judgmental of the song when you hear like, oh, we should have done this or we should have done that?
Nah,
That's a good
nah.
What's done is done.
Yeah.
There's no change in what happened over 20 years ago.
Yeah, the funniest
That's
thing
the truth.
is the other day I turned on the radio in the car and I heard the tail end of a song, and I was like, what is this religious guy screaming about? And I realized that's me.
Who is this?
You old man.
For the first couple of seconds, I just thought,
You old man to yourself.
Oh,
this station has really changed their format.
What's the weirdest rumor and most untrue thing you've heard about yourselves?
Oh, there's so many.
Oh, come on, tell us.
That's a
some.
pretty clean cut, right?
Sure. Let's see. What's the weirdest one? Oh,
God,
geez.
I don't know. There's been a lot of
There's
them.
just a lot of weird things. People
I wish
like
Clark was here. He's got all that up here.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Because he has. There are some weird ones there.
I'm trying to think of one now.
Yeah.
About any particular song
That we were young.
about yourself.
That was the weirdest rumor I heard.
That
We
what?
were young ones.
We were young.
Yeah, I've seen no proof of that. But I'm sitting down after a show, and this guy kind of made it into our area, and I'm like, okay, well, he's hammered out of his mind. That's whatever. Have a beer, sit down, take it easy. And he starts talking about Quitter and how it helped him through his breakup with his long-term girlfriend, and how she just totally screwed him over. And he was like kind of getting teary. And I said, well, sounds like, I was just trying to commiserate with the guy. I said, well, sounds like kind of a bitch. So maybe you're better off. And he flipped and nearly killed me.
Oh, because you were calling his girl a bitch.
Oh my God.
Because he still
Security
loved
had
her.
to come over and pick him up and carry
Oh
him.
really?
I had someone once, right when I joined the band, I had someone ask me, was I the girl bass player? I said yes. Like, yeah, it's me.
You should see the scars, right?
Literally. They were like, oh, okay. And they walked off.
Do you guys ever have anybody take like one of your songs and they think it means one thing and it's totally not? Like, what's the biggest kind of?
Oh, all the time. Yeah,
every
yeah.
song.
We've had people walk down the aisle to Tyler, which is just so messed
A
up.
stalker.
Yeah, it's so messed up.
But it means something
It means
to
something
them.
to them, so fine.
Sure.
That's the main thing,
Yeah.
right? It's
For the
subjective.
for the longest time, I didn't want to explain what the songs were about because people's stories were so much better than this stupid crap that I had.
If you hear a song like Tyler, I mean, that's pretty on the nose, though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's how the couple met. And they turned things around. You know, they made the best of it.
That's a nice way to
He already knew where she lived, you know.
That's a good spin.
Yeah.
well.
There's like a one-sided get-to-know me type situation.
Yeah.
As long as they make it.
Now, honestly, do you still get the rush when you play those songs? And you've been playing it for so long. I mean, how many times have you probably played Possum Kingdom on stage?
Oh, it's uncountable. But it's different every time because it's just a different situation. You got different people in front of you, different size venues, and at the end of the day, whenever you see people happy and jumping around, it's just like, that's why we do this. Cool.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. When their faces beam up and just light and they start singing the song. Like the other night, we were watching some kids. And Clark made the observation that they were closing their eyes and just singing the song along, like loud as hell.
Young kids?
I believe so. I mean, young to me, but then again, But I mean, it was just they loved the song. It meant something to them, and here were the people singing it in front of them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
playing
That's pretty
it.
cool. So they had their eyes closed, they're almost in a different place, just kind of feeling.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard to be kind of hardcore about that. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, as a band who was kind of put through the ringer by their record company back in the early 2000s, and you kind of disbanded the band because of what a record company did to you. These guys that are now playing out locally, let's say in St. Louis, what advice would you give them? Like what you suffered, your band suffered because of the business. What would you tell these new guys coming up?
Oh, geez. Well, it's kind of a different game these days than it was when we were on the tail end of that old school record paradigm. You know what I mean? Where you have a record company that gives you an advance, and then you're on the hook for 7 records, and that's the end. And you're lucky to get it. Things are just different now. But I guess you said years ago, Donnie said to some kid, who asked him that, like, you got to get out of town. You got to go places that you're not familiar with and not comfortable with, and you got to go get in front of people who don't care. They just don't care, and you have to make them care. And then, as far as the business side of it, you got to learn how to read a contract. You got to learn how to keep your money.
Yeah.
And you got to just learn all the stuff.
Yeah. All a kid wants to do is play rock and roll on stage and make money doing it. And there are people out there, there are sharks out there, to take advantage. And do you think you had it harder, or the kids nowadays have it harder?
Oh, I think artists are just going to get screwed forever. That's just all there is to it.
They've just figured out a different way to screw them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was a time when, hey, we got a record deal in front of us. That was the end all be all. That was the start of woohoo. But now it's like, no, like you said, we got to pay that money back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, but these days, like when we were coming up and all of that, and different bands and stuff, we had to go out and bust our ass to go play and tour, and to go far out for people to see us. Now, if there's someone that has that talent, they can put it online, someone will see it. They don't have to bust their ass so hard. They can go into a cheaper studio. They can make a record.
Put it on YouTube, put it on SoundCloud.
They can put it on SoundCloud, and people will be interested, hopefully, maybe, so they're still going to get screwed one way or another.
But you still got to stand out. You still got to get noticed.
Yeah.
So.
But getting it out there for people, they do have it far easier, which is good. It's fantastic. Someone that writes something that's amazing, they can get it out there immediately for other people to hear.
And like you said, just the right person needs to hear it.
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes they won't. And everyone thinks that their song is fantastic, but they have to go out, like Vaden just said, put it in front of people,
Well, guys, have fun today. I know a lot of people out there are really excited to see you guys.
Super excited.
Vaden and Doni
man.
from the Toadies, thank you very much.